What's up guys, welcome back to NM92 Vlogs. Today we're going to be talking about something really exciting. We're going to be talking about 3 things to look at before buying a brand new camera. So as you guys know, I do photography and graphic design, so having a camera is something that's very critical for what I do as a career. Before moving to Los Angeles, I had a Canon Rebel T5. It's a very super basic camera. I bought it when I was first getting into photography and I've had it ever since. So I decided when I was moving to LA that I was going to sell the camera and use that money to help fund my trip to LA. And so since being in LA, I haven't had a camera. Everything that I've taken on my Instagram, all of the pictures and stuff, have been strictly with my iPhone. I haven't done any photography jobs since I've been here because I haven't had a camera. I've been using Nathan's camera to do my vlogs. So it was just very important that I buy a new camera, and so I figured I'd make a video about it, because one of the questions that I get asked a lot is how do you know what camera to buy, or how do you know what is the right camera? So we're gonna jump right in and talk about the 3 things that kind of help me decide when buying a new camera. Okay, so the first question that I suggest people ask themselves is, why are you buying a new camera? What's the purpose of you purchasing a new one? And so there's a couple of different answers for this one. If you're buying a camera for the same reason that I was, for the sole purpose of not having a camera, then that's a pretty good reason to buy a camera. If you do photography or cinematography or anything that has to do with a camera that earns you money, then it's worth it to invest into a camera, because you're gonna pay yourself back for that camera being able to do bigger and better jobs. If you're wanting to buy a camera because you want to upgrade from your current one, then you need to take into consideration, what about that camera do you want to upgrade? What is something that that camera does not have that you want this new one to have? And then you can make like a pros and cons list of what you want it to have, what you don't want it to have, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. That'll kind of narrow down the models that you can choose between. Now, if you were just buying a camera for the sole purpose of just having another one, like in your arsenal, maybe you're trying to do a 2-camera setup or a multi-camera setup or whatever it may be, the project you're working on, then I would suggest going with a camera that is completely different than your main camera or the camera that you're used to working. Because if you get something that's similar to it, then you're really missing out on an opportunity to kind of diversify yourself and diversify your tool belt. If I were to ever get another camera, which eventually I will, I would get something that is completely different than the one that I bought this week, and we'll go over that in a minute. But you want to buy, so if you have a camera that is really good aperture, has really good sensor, has really good clarity, has really good pixels, all the internal workings that you like and that you're comfortable with, get something that you've never experienced. Get something, maybe a different kind of camera, maybe a different brand. Really kind of expand where your specialties lie, because the more and more tools that you get experience with, the more that you're able to do, and in the end, the more money you're able to make, because that's kind of what we're here for, right? Is to make money. So those are the first things I would ask about yourself before deciding anything else, is why you're buying a camera and what you want out of that camera. Once you've established, the purpose of buying a new camera, then the second step is probably the most important in my opinion, and that's establishing a budget for yourself. Something to also think about when making a budget is keep it realistic. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get an upgrade. In fact, you don't even really have to spend $1,000 to get an upgrade. Really, if you do enough research and enough looking around, you will always find the cheapest price. So once you've established a budget, so now that we've got it narrowed down to why you're buying a camera, and now you have a budget, now we need to put those 2 together and make a decision. So for me, I'm gonna just use my experience to kind of show you the start to end of this. Like I said, I didn't have a camera because I sold mine before coming to Los Angeles. So for me, anything was an upgrade. but I knew the kind of specs that I'm familiar with, and so I was familiar again with the Canon Rebel T5. I knew what I wanted. I wanted something that I could control, like my f-stop, that I can control my exposure, I could control my white balance. An advantage that I had when buying this camera is I only had to look for a camera body, which is a lot cheaper than buying an entire kit, because I already had a lens before I bought this camera, so all I had to worry about was just finding a camera body. And so finally what I decided to do is I decided to get the Canon EOS 80D. Now, I yesterday went out with one of my roommates, Gideon, and we went to a park nearby. And, you know, I was just really getting acquainted with the camera, you know, messing with the settings, really just kind of having fun. And some of the B-roll that I got is actually really, really crisp and clear and smooth. Something about this camera that I love a lot is that its stabilization inside the sensor is so much better than the Rebel T5. So I am very, 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 very satisfied with my purchase. Thing that I am most excited for, guys, there has been, you know, this trend going on in the world, and it's called technology, and I freaking love it. And if anybody knows me, they know that I'm a tech buff. And something that I've been wanting for a really long time is a drone, and I bought one, and it's freaking awesome. Here it is in its full glory. Guys, this thing is so beautiful in person, I can't even describe it. I have literally looked forward to this day for so many years, where I was able to finally buy a drone. And it is so much smaller and lightweight than I expected, but it also, like, you can tell it's a DJI Spark. You can tell that it's high quality because it's got some density to it, but it's also super lightweight. And all of the parts and everything look super professional. I've seen a lot of drones. I've seen a lot of makeshift drones, and just, this is beautiful. This is just incredible. I can't wait to fly this. Today, me and my roommates are gonna go to a field. I hope this video, like I said, it's different than what you guys are used to. You guys are used to me doing weird, crazy stuff, but I decided that I would change it up a little bit. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll go ahead and throw a link in the description down below of all the specs on it and everything, so you guys can look it up. If you have questions, go ahead and throw them down in the comment section below. If you guys like this video today, give it a thumbs up, and while you're down there, be sure to go ahead and subscribe and turn on those post notifications. And I will see you guys next week. Deuces.